Assalamu alaikum class. I hope you all will be fine and taking care of yourself and your beloved ones. Beta, today we are going to start the new chapter, that is chapter number 4. In today's lecture, you are going to cover the question number 1, which is about your short question answers and definition. Chapter number 4 is about environment and feeding relationship. In this chapter, beta, you are going to study about your environment, then ecosystem, then you are going to study about population and community, then habitat, then food chain, then food web, and the last you are going to study about factors that is causing change in a habitat. The first term that you are going to study about is the ecosystem. How you are going to define ecosystem? Ecosystem is the system that is formed by the interaction of living organism with non-living things. Okay, the system that is basically formed by the interaction of living organism with non-living things. As you can see here in the picture, the boy is the living organism, the soil is the non-living thing, the plant is the living organism. They are actually interacting with one another, that is the living organism. They are interacting with the non-living things. Then as a result of which, the system form is known as the ecosystem. Okay. Coming towards the example of the ecosystem, the first example of the ecosystem are deserts. The second example of ecosystem is seashores. The third example of ecosystem are rivers. And the fourth example of ecosystem is mountains. Okay. Coming towards the next term that you are going to study today is the environment, or how you are going to define environment. Okay, beta? Environment is basically everything that is surrounding and affecting organism is known as its environment. What is environment? Environment is everything that is surrounding and affecting organism is known as its environment. Okay, beta? The next term you are going to study is the adaptation. Just take the example from your general life. When there are winters, you start wearing clothes that are warm, but when they are summer, you start wearing clothes that are light, that you are adapting yourself according to the weather situation. So how you are going to define adaptation? Adaptation is basically the change in the organism, body or behavior. Organism, body or behavior that help them to survive in the environment. Okay, how you are going to define adaptation? Adaptation is basically the change in the organism, body and behavior that help them to survive in the environment is known as adaptation. Now coming towards the examples of adaptation. In the first example, you can see there is a frog. The frog is having web feet. These web feet of a frog help it to move easily through the water. Same like that, the fish are having the fins. These fins help the fish to swim easily through the water. Clear, beta? Now, what are the components of the environment? Now we are going to study about the components of the environment. There are basically, beta, two main components of the environment. Okay. The first component is known as the biotic, that is the living component. And the second one is known as the abiotic, that is the non-living component. How many components of environment are there? Two components of environment are there. The first one is the biotic, that is your living component, and the second one is the abiotic, non-living component. बायोटिक इन द बायोटिक आपके पास क्या चीज हमने कही है दैट दे आर हैविंग द लिविंग कंपोनेंट्स. ओके, सो विच लिविंग थिंग्स दे आर हैविंग द प्लांट्स, they include animals, they include bacteria, they include fungi, they include protists. Okay, whereas abiotic components of the environments are non-living things. There's like water, soil, air, minerals, and light. These all are the abiotic components of the environment. These all are the abiotic components of the environment. Coming towards the next term, that is known as the population. How you are going to define population? Population is the organism of the same kind, organism of the same kind living and reproducing in a particular area. How you are going to define population? Population is the organism of the same kind living and reproducing in a particular area will make the population. Just take the example of the line. They all are the lines, that is the organism of the same kind that are living and reproducing in a particular area. They are making the population of the lines. Coming towards the next term, that is known as the community. That is known as the community. How you are going to define community? Community is the all population of different kind of organism, all population of different kind of organisms that are living together in an area, that are living together in an area. How you are going to define community? Community is the all population of different kind of organism living together in an area will make the community. Just take this example of the forest. In the forest, many population of different kind of organisms are living there, like of deer, like of fishes. They are population of different kind of organisms living there in the particular area. In the same area, they are making the community. Okay. Next, how population and community are different from each other. Okay, in the population, what I have said, organism of the same kind living and reproducing in a particular area, they are making the population. Whereas in community, what is that? All population of different kind, all population of different kind of organisms that are living together in an area, they are making the community. Here you can see that all the lines are present. Okay, that means the same kind of organisms are living there. Where in forest, many different kind of population of organisms are living there and they are making the community. Okay, clear beta? Coming towards the next term, that is habitat. That is habitat. Habitat is basically the place where animals or plants they are they live and reproduce is called its habitat. Habitat is basically the place where animals or plants they live and reproduce is called as its habitat. Examples of habitat are mountains, grassland. Like in grassland, you can see in the picture the elephants are living there. Polar region, polar region in the polar region, polar bears are living there. That's mean polar regions are the habitat for the polar bears. Wetlands, rainforest, desert land means के वहाँ पे हमारे पास कौन से animals present हैं, like your camels are present there. These are the habitat for the camel. Urban region and then the marine habitat. Okay. Now coming towards the next, what habitat is providing. Actually, habitat is providing the things that organism need, it is providing the essential things that an organism needs for its survival. So habitat provides things that an animals or plants needs for its survival. Here you can see that habitat is providing the food, water, air, space and shelter to the organism to survive. Okay. Coming towards the next, that is types of habitat. There are basically beta four types of habitat. The first one is known as the grassland habitat. The second one is known as the desert habitat. The third one is known as the rainforest habitat. And the fourth one is known as the pond habitat. We will discuss these habitat one by one. Okay. The first one is known as the grassland habitat. The first one is known as the grassland habitat. What are the features of these grassland habitat? The grassland habitat is grassy, windy, partially dry area. Grassy, windy, partially dry area. The grassland habitat, they receive a medium amount of rainfall. They receive the medium amount of rainfall. The soil present there in the grassland habitat is very fertile. Okay, here you can see that this is the grassland habitat. Okay, most of the grazing animals, they are found in the grassland habitat, like your sheeps, your goats, your cows, your buffaloes, your deer, etc. Okay, whereas some birds like eagles, owls and hawks are also present in the grassland habitat. Okay, the next type of habitat we are going to study is the rainforest habitat. What are the features of the rainforest habitat? The rainforest habitat is always wet because they receive the rain whole year. Okay, a large number of plants like your herbs, shrubs and trees are found in the rainforest habitat, as well as many animals are also found there, like lizards, like parrots, frogs, cats, etc. Okay, coming towards the third type of habitat, that is known as the desert habitat. Here you can see the desert habitat in the picture. Okay, what are the features of the desert habitat? The desert habitats, they are the driest land areas. Okay, they receive very little rainfall. Rainwater quickly drains away due to the सैंडी सॉइल. ओके, आपके पास यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि सैंडी सॉइल होती है. इफ देयर इज रेन, द रेन वाटर क्विकली ड्रेन अवे ड्यू टू द सैंडी सॉइल. द प्लांट्स that are present there are cacti, euphorbia, etc. Okay, and the animals that are present there are snakes, lizards, camels, kangaroo, rats, etc. Okay beta. Coming towards the fourth and the last type of habitat is the pond habitat, is known as the pond habitat. The pond habitat, here you can see in the picture, this is the pond habitat. Okay, the pond habitat, it is the aquatic habitat. Word aqua mean water, so the pond habitat is having the water. The pond habitat is rich in life. Okay, the pond habitat is rich in life. The plants that are present in the pond habitat are algae, duckweed and water lily, whereas the animals that are present in the pond habitat are spiders, snails, frogs, skaters, etc. I hope so you will understand the lecture after watching this video. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz beta.